The movie we'll be covering today for our audience is a mystery thriller. The name of the movie is Trap. The film is directed by M. Night Shyamalan. Trap is a PG-13 film which got released on August 2nd, 2024, and the film has a running time of 1 hour and 45 minutes. The cast of our movie includes Josh Hartnett as Cooper, Ariel Donoghue as Riley, Saleka Shyamalan as Lady Raven, Allison Pill as Rachel, Haley Mills as Dr. Josephine Grant, Jonathan Langdon as Jamie, Mark McCullell as Spencer, Marnie McPhail as Joni's mom, Kid Cudi as the Thinker, Russ as Parker Wayne, Marcia Bennett as Cooper's mom, Lachlan Miller as Logan Adams, and also M. Night Shyamalan, the director, makes a cameo as Lady Raven's uncle, who works as a spotter at the concert. In the first part of the film, we meet Cooper Adams, Josh Hartnett, a calm father, and his daughter, Riley, Ariel Donoghue. They both head downtown to see the famous renowned singer Lady Raven, Saleka Shyamalan, perform. Cooper doesn't understand why his daughter is so obsessed with the singer and why she's such a huge fan of her music. Riley is having some trouble with her friends at school, and Cooper is happy to cheer her daughter up with a few hours of live music. Most of the people who meet the Adams family see them just as another dad and daughter excited about the concert. However, Cooper has a secret, a dark secret. He's a serial killer, and his next victim is locked in a dungeon. Cooper is, on the surface, a sociopath, but it's hard to buy into that when he's so palpably concerned about being a good dad, making sure that she's having a great time, that she's safe, that his own needs don't outshine hers. The film is also conspicuously fixated on the pop star performing in the background, known as Lady Raven. Trap combines everyday family moments with scenes of Cooper nervously checking his phone to watch a live stream of the man he plans to murder. It's very similar to TV shows like You and Dexter. The twist comes really early in the movie when we learn that the Lady Raven concert is actually a clever trap to catch Cooper. The film itself is mainly inspired by Operation Flagship, the 1985 sting operation in which U.S. Marshals and D.C. police lured wanted criminals to the Washington Convention Center with the promise of free football tickets. Shyamalan riffs on that real history to imagine how a Taylor Swift-like concert filled with thousands of screaming fans could be weaponized against a monster. But as Trap works through that thought exercise, the movie is quickly boxed in by its core conceit. Part of the issue is how Trap stretches even for a Shyamalan movie, as Cooper uses his constant trips to the merch table to learn more about how the police plan to catch him. The cops are pulling men out of the audience, and they aren't letting people leave without being interviewed. But none of those dangers ever feel especially pressing for Cooper because of how effortlessly he's able to skirt them, thanks to the plot armor Shyamalan piles onto him out of obligation. You're supposed to see Cooper's strange behavior as part of his sociopathic nature, as he keeps creeping away from his daughter during the concert. He needs to keep disappearing for the movie to keep going, otherwise it would end too quickly. However, Trap gets harder to take seriously as Cooper's situation forces him to try to increasingly silly, but not very thrilling, tricks to avoid being caught. There's a farce to the way Cooper can navigate Trap's game of cat and mouse that almost feels like Shyamalan is trying to say something about what kind of people are seen as threats to society. As Cooper, Hartnett's utterly lacks charisma, and there's an awkwardness to his interactions with Riley that doesn't entirely feel intentional, but he's a handsome white guy, and that seems to be enough to keep people from noticing his apparent weirdness. If fewer of Cooper's tricks to escape, which serve as the film's set pieces, came by way of convenient coincidence, Trap might work a little bit better as a straight thriller about a predator becoming prey. But the movie goes to such absurd lengths to keep its story going that it feels like Shyamalan ran out of solid ideas early on. And for a serial killer movie, Trap is also surprisingly uncompelled by the business of serial killing. We never get to witness any of the murders. This is a bloodless affair. Our thrills and our chills are to be had elsewhere. Everything about the film, from its plot to how it promotes his daughter's music career, feels just like the kind of film you'd expect from Shyamalan, who has often financed his movies since 2015. Shyamalan even makes a cameo as Lady Raven's uncle, which ties him to Cooper's search for a way out. However, Shyamalan's appearance in the film can be a bit distracting for the audience, and highlights how many characters in Trap talk to the camera in a way that Shyamalan often likes, but which can come across as overly sentimental. Fundamentally, this is one of Shyamalan's most interesting films, but its foundation is so limiting that it winds up feeling like the director set a trap for himself. Maybe part of the reason could be that according to the filmmaker, the idea for the film began with this collaboration in mind, with him wanting to create a film that could bring to life an album that his daughter would produce, in the vein of Prince's autobiographical film and subsequent career-defining album, Purple Rain. Shyamalan is practically begging us to draw comparisons between himself and his character. Cooper is a man torn between his double life, worried above all else that his all-consuming job will tear him away from his family. He feels guilt, putting it all on the line so that he can give his daughter the best day of her life. It's a testament to his ability to come up with novel ideas, but that alone isn't always enough to make for a good time at the movies, as the thriller immediately runs out of steam. Shyamalan's latest movie is a confusing failure, and although it has some interesting ideas, they aren't enough to prevent it from being one of the low points of his career, unfortunately. Trap doesn't have many of the qualities that made similar films great, but it's never dull, partly because Shyamalan always keeps you guessing. He puts a lot of himself into the film, and his genuine effort helps to cover up its shortcomings, but sadly, it doesn't suffice. On the review aggregator website, Rotten Tomatoes, Trap gets 52% on the tomato meter and a decent audience score of 64%, a 6.2 on IMDb and 53% on Metacritic. Well, this seems a bit underwhelming for Shyamalan. Anywho, we hope his next project does well. And that's it, folks. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel to watch the latest and exclusive movie reviews. If you have any requests, thoughts, or recommendations for movie reviews, just drop them below in the comments section. And we'll see you in the next one. Peace.